Growing up, I had every console. Every time a new console came out, I had the new one. I was pretty spoiled in that regard. Dad always getting me I think I had the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and I stopped at about there. I played games on my laptop, my school laptop. I did all that sort of stuff. Most of my time after school was playing video games by myself, doing story modes or career modes on sports games, and spending hours and hours redoing career modes or making a character and then doing it again and doing it a little bit differently and just continuously doing that. It took up a lot of time. I then started to pick up on the fact that I wanted to do a little bit better, that I was kind of getting afraid with how much time I was spending on video games. And I sort of said to myself, okay, well, how can I better this area, or how can I get out of this little hole that I felt like I was in? So I loved video games. I still do. I still love video games. I love the fact it just makes me happy. It makes me happy because it gives me the feeling of accomplishment. It gives me the feeling of goals, of striving to be better, of leveling up. And when you beat someone up on UFC, like UFC 4 or UFC 5, that's the newest one, and you just demolish someone, you just conquer someone, just completely like demoralize them. It's so satisfying. And I understand now that video games, that's the scientific and psychological thing behind video games, is that they know that, like, video game makers, people who make the video game, they're taking at it from a psychological aspect, from the fact that even since tribal times, even since we were just back in the old times, it's always been a deep desire, especially as a man. It can be for anybody, male or female, but as a man, those true deep desires are completely normal, and they know that. So as soon as I picked up on that, I was like, shit, okay. So I started coming across certain videos on YouTube, because I watched YouTube a lot as well. So most of my time was either watching YouTube or on pointless stuff, not beneficial to me, watching YouTube videos that were pointless, video game walkthroughs, how to do certain things in different video games. I did that. And then I came across certain videos where it was about self-improvement. It was about bettering yourself. And I followed different people depending on the situation or area I wanted to improve in. I would watch different people, and they would teach similar things but in their own ways. And I took it on board and definitely looked at it in my own angle and perspective, and it made sense to me. And so I decided to, when I turned 18, I was like, okay, well, I'm 18 now. What's something that I can take away or add into my life that I can fully level up as an 18-year-old? And I decided to leave video games behind. So I sold my PS4 at the time. So I was 18, I'm 22 now. So that was about 3 years ago. That was 4 years ago, sorry. Around 4 years ago. And I decided to sell it, get rid of it. And that was a step where I was kind of cautious of. I was like, is this really necessary? Do I really need to sell it? Like, I don't even play it that much anymore. I know I'm not addicted, blah, blah, blah. And I think it was just the action to leave something behind that I know was important when I was younger, because I will explain that in a minute. But to sort of move forward, to sort of grow. And sometimes you need to shed a layer of skin. Sometimes you need to shed something off, a person off, or whatever. It felt like that. It felt like shedding a layer off my skin as a person, to then grow into a more developed version of myself. And going into that transition of leaving video games behind, I definitely felt proud of myself. And the transition was it wasn't as difficult as I knew it wouldn't be for me personally, as how my brain works. I'll play video games maybe once a month or something, or if I'm at a friend's house, then I'll play, and they have a console, I'll play with them or play around them or whatever, and I love it when I do play. But I don't have one myself in my room, so that kind of limits the distraction in that aspect. And yeah, so I feel like taking with that away was able to open up doors to a lot of other things that I think are really beneficial to me. So that's my story with video games. My story with porn, on the other hand, is an ongoing. As I get older, it comes in waves and phases. I feel like it comes in seasons, especially like if I'm sexually active, if I'm sleeping with someone, then I'm not doing it as much, obviously, because you don't have that need or desire because it's being taken care of in a way. And then but then I know that I've struggled with porn in the past and masturbation. I know I've definitely, because people come across me and they're like, oh, he doesn't do anything wrong, blah blah blah, and it's like, nah, like I'm not perfect, just like anybody else. No one's perfect, and I know my weaknesses. I know where my improvement needs to be focused, and yeah, I've experienced difficulties in the past with even not even that long ago with porn, with having to, like, the amount of times that I would do it, like watch porn or masturbate or anything like that, the amount of times I'll do it during a week is not mentally good for me, because I know and I feel guilty every time I do it, and or every time I did do it. I'm good at the moment. I'll be real with you, and I think also I'm just gonna explain my. I think the reason why I'm good right now is because, well, yeah, right now I'm happy, and also I've got a lot of things that I've sort of distracted myself with and focused on intentionally to consume more of my time and stay busy than rather than think about other things. And also another key is, if you're trying to stop it, if you're trying to stop porn and masturbation, is to also limit the triggers, or even just take away every single trigger that you have. So it will take trial and error, but even if you note down every time you break or you ruin, like you're going well, you've gone like a week or something, or you've gone a couple of days or whatever, and then boom, you break, and you go, okay, where did the trigger come from? Was it from something that you saw on social media? Was it from something that you saw on YouTube? Was it from something that you saw on a movie? Whatever. Was it something that you saw out in public? It's like you find the trigger, and then you cross that off the list, and you have to remove it from your life. And then continuously, as you're crossing off triggers, boom, 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 you're crossing off triggers, then eventually you'll have no triggers, to then it will limit the chance of you actually falling into that trap. So that's what, those are two ways that you can go about quitting porn and masturbation, is that remove all triggers, and that will take trial and error and actually going through the journey of figuring out what those triggers are. And then also you have to be busy. You have to be busy and tired. Like, do enough stuff during the day so you're too tired and can't be fucked to even touch yourself, to even do that. Like, you should be too tired to even think of the idea to doing that. And those two things I think are very, 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 very beneficial when it comes to overcoming that side of your life. And a lot of people have become accustomed and normal to that. And I don't agree with the fact that it should be normal. I think it should be something to exclude from your life, and I think it definitely should be something to remove, because I just don't think it's mentally healthy. And obviously me, I've struggled with it, and I might struggle with it again in the future. But it's a continuous journey. It's never ending. The improvement in anything in life is never ending. You're always going to slip up. You're always going to make mistakes. You're never going to be perfect. But I think we can definitely try. I think we can definitely try to be the best that we can be. And yeah, I think the way to quit video games is sell your console. Sell your console. Sell your console and try to find something else that you actually are passionate about, that actually will bring money, wealth, happiness, freedom, everything for you and your family, for you and your friends, for you and your people. Find something that you can consume your time doing that will be way more beneficial and will be for your betterment of you and everyone around you. Find that thing. It could be anything. Find that thing and consume your time with that. Fill your day with that. If you didn't have a job, you have a lot of freedom. You may not have a lot of money, but find things. Be curious. Learn something new. Do all these things and fill your days up. Be busy. And so if you take away video games, you sell it. Because this is what I believe as well. Just because you sell your console doesn't mean you can't buy one later on. But if you're in a position where you know you could be in a better position, like money-wise, financially wise, or even just mental health wise, like you've got some work to do. Like we shouldn't be sitting there playing video games and trying to improve ourselves in this alternative reality or this false reality when you should be doing it in the life that you're living right now, where you should be improving it right now, because we've got some work to do. So why are we sitting there playing video games when we've got this mental health problem, this anxiety, this depression, that we need to sit with ourselves and come to these conclusions of what the next step is? Like, the video games aren't going anywhere. They're always gonna be there. You can always go back to it. Like, when you have your shit sorted, when you have everything fucking, set, and you know where you're going, you know what your time's gonna be provided to, and what days and stuff like that. When you've structured your life out at least decently, then you can go back to it. Like, I have no problem with video games if you are smart with it, and if you are using it for a beneficial of you and the people around you. Like, I don't see no problem with that. I think that, but porn on the other hand, porn and masturbation, that should be completely excluded out of a routine or out of your life, because it's just not good for your mental, not good for your confidence, not good for your well-being all around. So definitely exclude that out of your life, especially with a lot of people that, if you're watching this video, I believe you definitely should sell your console. I definitely think you should sell the things that are consuming a lot of your time. And if you're not going to use it for beneficial, if you're not streaming and making an effort to then make money off it eventually, then sell it. Get that money, put it into some passions or hobbies that you can do right now, and then go back to it later, in a year's time, in a couple of years' time, whatever. But it's never going to go anywhere. You can always buy it again. Like, sell it, fucking improve your life, do better, because you got some shit you need to do, and then go back to it. Like, go back to it when you're sorted. But right now, it doesn't seem smart. It doesn't really seem smart to consume it all that time, So, yeah, that's in my opinion. That's how I think someone can stop playing video games, is obviously just selling it. Better yourself right now. Sort things out. Go buy it later when you sorted that shit out. And then with porn and masturbation, you're gonna have to limit triggers, and I feel like it's a lot that comes with a lot of addictions in the first place. Take away the triggers, figure out what they are, take them away, and then also fill up your days. Be busy, stay focused on other things, and then eventually it will start become easier. So yeah, it's always a journey. It's never gonna be easy. It's never gonna be perfect, but you can always try your best. That's all. I appreciate you. I believe in you. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.